A new season of Formula One is here. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the F123 Driver Career Mode. You see immediately the debut of the Aston Martin Honda on your screen. A very exciting season ahead, and we're going to go through it all today here. Now, you can see some new teams listed there. BMW, Connor Sport, the two new teams on the grid. We're going to dive straight into the brand new liveries for all teams this season. Well, not all teams have new liveries, but we'll go over all of them anyways. BMW, which has already been unveiled at an earlier part in this season. Haas sticking with that Alfa Romeo branding, of course, for season 3. This will be their second season together in collaboration as well. We have the new Connor Sport Butler Global Yellow and Purple Machine, and as well we'll reveal their drivers here momentarily in the next few moments as well. Moving on from them, Williams is back with Martini. Look at that. On the right side of the car, the Martini logo's the wrong direction, but nonetheless a cool livery anyways. Now, as you can see, from that point on, Red Bull the same, as they will be potentially going with quite a big change going into next season already, with the potential of Ford coming on for that season. Ferrari, I decided to keep the livery the same. I really like the Ferrari livery, so I kept it the same there. The defending champions of Mercedes remain the same as well. It's really hard to make a livery for them, I've noticed in the modding community, because of the way the carbon is. Alpine remains the same, and so does McLaren. So we get a few new liveries, including our own team. Now, let's dive into the roster changes. This is a big season for roster changes. Yuki Tsunoda, we knew he was coming over to us with Aston Martin. That was a part of the agreement. If Honda would come on a season earlier than originally planned, then they would bring Tsunoda over with them, replacing the retiring Fernando Alonso. Alex Albon has been promoted from the Williams. He's going to be alongside Lando Norris at McLaren. Oscar Piastri goes and does a switch, basically. He goes to Williams while Albon goes to his spot. And then we have Valtteri Bottas. So it says he's changed. He's not really. He's on the new BMW team. However, it's still the Sauber team, so he doesn't actually go anywhere. But they decided to keep him on. Zhou Guanyu did get the sack. He might not be done, though, in the F123 career mode. And a big thing with BMW, Fernando Alonso has come on as a co-owner with the BMW team and is going to be a lead kind of driver coach as well. Not for Valtteri Bottas, but more for the rookie of Iwasa that's going to be there coming up from Formula 2. We have 5 rookies on the grid, a huge season for rookies, and these are drivers that are going to be the future era of this career mode. We start with Liam Lawson. He's going to Alfa Romeo Haas, replacing the retiring Kimi Räikkönen, why is he on my mind, but Kevin Magnussen. Teo Porcher jumps up as well to the Alfa Romeo Haas. He is replacing Nick De Vries, who got the sack at the end of the season. And then, like I said, we have the Formula 2 talent from the Red Bull program that's moving up on loan, kind of like we moved up on loan from Red Bull. Iwasa on BMW, so he'll have Bottas to lean on for a season, depending on how long Bottas sticks around. Connor Sport brings up 2 rising stars of Devin Butler, the son of Davidoff Butler, the CEO and owner of Connor Sport, and as well Aiden Jackson. So those 2 rookies there, an all-rookie team for both Alfa Romeo Haas and Connor Sport. So that's going to be interesting to see how that works there. We have decided on a 16 race schedule, and it's a custom schedule with a mod that I've been having a few issues with, but it seems like it's working now that I've gotten it to save the game. You can see it there on the top of the screen. We will be going to Australia for the season opener, Baku, Miami, Imola, Monaco, Canada, my home Grand Prix, Austria, Silverstone, then we'll go to Belgium, and then Monza, and then we have a stretch of 5 night races: Singapore, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Vegas, the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, as well as the season finale in Brazil. I really like ending the season in Brazil, so we're finally going to get that. I felt like it was right. No Bahrain on the schedule except for right here. Bahrain would be the host still to the off-season testing, where we all, of course, try to get acclimated with our brand new cars. Now, the reason I'm doing a 16 race schedule this season is because there was no regulation changes. Now, there is some R&D switch-ups because they're off-season developments, but there's no regulation changes to create big changes. So I decided to keep it pretty chill, calm, cool, relaxed. Let's just do a 16 race season and see if there's a regulation change at the end. I will never go shorter than 16 unless we're trying to crank one in before a new game comes out, so don't worry about that. This is the lowest we will ever go, as I was pretty happy with my car here in preseason testing.
Everything good with the car?
Other than that slip right there, yeah, it's pretty good. I'm happy. I think we got a good car for this year. We will take a deeper dive into the R&D at the end of this episode, so you guys can see where we really stack up. As you can see, the BMW team getting on track. So, like I said, Valtteri Bottas, but Iwasa coming up from F2. I'm very excited to see how he's going to do, and I'm just excited to watch this rookie class. We went from 1 rookie of Nick de Vries last season to 5 this season here. Lance Stroll is no longer a part of the grid. You see the Alfa Romeo Haas going around. Lance Stroll, though, no longer a part of the grid this season. He is back with Aston Martin in a management role, and he has certainly decided to take his talents, and he is actually diving into a tennis career as well. I like to have fun with these series, I do, and we're going to be keeping tabs on Lance's tennis career in throughout Season 3 of this F1 career mode as well, because he's still a management role at Aston Martin too. So you can see as well the Alpine, no changes there for the roster. Ferrari, Alpine, Mercedes, Red Bull, the teams with no roster changes, and as well you can see everybody as well got roster changes outside of that. So as well, Mercedes, it didn't make sense to change anything. Champions and drivers and constructors championships. Ferrari looking to get back on top. A rough season for them, of course, a mediocre season really. They weren't bad, they just couldn't win. McLaren, of course, got on fire towards the end of last season with Lando Norris winning 3 races of the final 5, so he was on fire. Can they keep that momentum into this season? That's the big question. But every team, looked okay for the most part, other than the Alfa Romeo Haas that had the spin. Here's a Connor Sport car. So I heard as well, David Off Butler is a big believer in this program. They're going to start out pretty slow. They got to build this team up, but he is a big believer, and I guess he's actually bringing a film crew potentially to document their progress throughout this rookie season in Formula One for the 2 drivers and the team in general. And I hear we're going to be seeing some parts from that documentary series through this career mode season as well. There's a lot of exciting things for Season 3. There's Hamilton on track as well. Verstappen returns to Red Bull. There was a lot of questioning, but he was able to pick the win up in Abu Dhabi in the season finale and decides to stay on for 1 season here. 1 season deal right now. We'll see if Red Bull can bring the fight back and get back to their winning ways here in Formula One and keep Verstappen on long term as well now. So one more thing before we wrap up the episode there. You see the R&D following the off-season testing in Bahrain. So Mercedes is up top again. Red Bull second, a little bit further behind than Ferrari. About the same distance to Red Bull that they are to Mercedes, a little bit further back though. Then McLaren and then us. So we are a little further down the order than I was hoping. We need to get some of our departments to upgrade to this 3rd spec. And we haven't gotten all of those yet, so hopefully once that happens we can really get going, because we can't really do many upgrades until that happens at all. Alpine behind us, Williams, Alfa Romeo Haas, and then the BMW, and then the Connor Sport team at the very bottom of the grid. They've got work to do, but it's going to be exciting to try and watch them move forward, and if we get regulation changes at the end of this season, they are going to be sitting pretty well, potentially, of course, with whatever happens there. That's going to wrap it up for the off-season video. What changes do you guys like the most? Let me know down below, and I hope you're excited for Season 3. Pretty short video. Wanted to keep it short and sweet for you guys. I'll see you guys in Australia for the Season 3 debut. Have a great day, everybody.